Sadly, dozens died in the recent London high-rise fire. Are you or your loved ones who live or even sometimes visit high-rises, such as hotels, at risk? How can you protect yourself? We've got you covered. Here with what you need to know is Fox 29 lifestyle expert Shari. Thanks for joining us to talk about this. It's very timely when you hear more than 70 people are gone after this fire. You often think in a high-rise, and so many of us are in hotels, especially right now, summertime travel. I mean, what do you do? You just kind of don't think about this, do you?
Well, that's because most of us assume that these buildings are safe. But the truth is, if we wanted to look at the numbers, you're less likely to die in a fire than a car crash, but more likely than being electrocuted, for example. So you're somewhere in between. The good news is, here in the U.S., we do have much more improved building codes. Back in the day when homes were wooden and many more people died in fires, the building codes are better, including sprinklers, and the inspections are better as well. But the truth is, even though a lot of those codes didn't go in until the 1970s, we've still got a lot of older buildings. And Roxanne, in places where more of those older buildings are, for example, the southern United States, you're actually twice as likely to die in a fire as the rest of the nation.
So they're not required to bring them up to code?
Sometimes, sometimes not. Sprinklers are the biggie.
Boy, that's scary. I would think in London that the codes are comparable to what we have in the United States.
Yeah, but what happened there, and we are telling this by early indications from the dark smoke and comparable situations in other places around the world, a lot of the new technology has been developed to maintain the fire, contain it within the original unit or on the original floor. The problem there is that the siding that was used on the building is known to have burned at very high heats, and if it's installed continuously without breaks, it basically creates sort of kindling up the side of the building. If you notice that, you know, the fire spread to a lot of units there. Also rumors that the alarms and the sprinklers didn't work.
Well, that's what was so frightening, to see the flames, just the building en masse. Yeah. I mean, just all around it. And then what you think about is in a hotel, like I know when my husband and I travel and we're in a high-rise, you do try to look for the exits, you do try to count doors. But boy, if it's dark and smoky, all bets are off.
And the truth is that 80% of these deaths occur from smoke, not from fire. So smoke is really the enemy.
So what do you do? Well,
the first thing to do, and your due diligence is going to depend on, are you spending 1 or 2 nights in a hotel, or are you moving for the next year into an apartment building? The first thing to do is ask. So particularly in an apartment building, we ask about parking, we ask about the gym and the laundry. We don't ask about the fire precautions. So is there an alarm? Is there an intercom? Is there a sprinkler system? What other types of construction's been done? You can do your own due diligence and look, obviously, check the inspection certificates on fire extinguisher and that kind of thing. And then the third thing really is to have an emergency plan. Your main decision is going to be, do I stay or do I go? That's going to depend on where your unit is in location in relation to the fire. If you have a clear path to get out, go ahead and get out. Remember to bring your key in case you have to go back. If you have a clear path to the stairway, one thing people don't realize is that the stairway that has the standpipe in it is where the firefighters are going to hook up their hoses, which is great, but it's also where a lot of smoke may enter, so that may not be the best exit to use. And then just try to retain the smoke outside of your unit by blocking the windows and such. Don't break the windows, because smoke can actually come in through the window, and you want to be able to close that if you need to.
Awful lot to think about.
Yeah.
First and foremost,
but there
do your
are things
homework.
You can do.
Do your homework.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shari. Very much. Appreciate it.
So switch gears.